Hello everyone, this is Professor Maloney, and today I'm creating a video to show you how to create an account at replit.com. They really pronounce it, I think, replit.com, but I just do things as I say them. So but anyway, Replit is an integrated development environment basically, and it's an online version of an integrated development environment, which basically means they're using a compiler or compilers to allow us to work with different programming languages on their site, and it's especially useful for when you're wanting to test your code. Okay, so remember, you're in a C++ class now, and I mentioned you're going to be having 41 programming assignments that you must complete this term. That doesn't count the 3 exams you must do this term. And I'll be giving you practice exams, one practice exam for each to precede by one class day when you take that exam. So you're going to get 3 practice exams, 3 real exams. But to get ready for those, you do these all the programming assignments that I've set up for us at the Cengage MindTap class that I created for our COP1334 class. Okay, so here's the thing, and that's why I'm wanting you to create a Replit IT site account, and it's because when you upload one of your programs, the very first programming assignment you have in our Malik version 8 book of C++ is programming exercise 2-1. Okay, you get to upload that file 2 times to MindTap, and the best grade counts. So hopefully the first try is 100, and if that is the case, then of course you don't even need to do it a second time. But if the first try maybe you get a 75, then you get to take advantage of my second try, and then hopefully on the second try you get 100, right? So you might say, yeah, I understand that, Professor. You explained that during our class overview. Yes, that's exactly right. But because you're restricted to 2 tries on the MindTap site, I want, this is 2022, right? And you guys have access to a lot of resources to help you learn things. So because this is a free online integrated development environment, the Replit site is, then I'm going to encourage you to create an account there, okay? And then use Replit to test your code before you upload it to the MindTap site for our class, for, again, in the example I just mentioned, programming exercise 2-1. And then you do the same for the other 5 chapter 2 programming exercises, the 6 for chapter 3, the 6 for chapter 4, the 6 for chapter 5, the 6 for chapter 6, the 5 for chapter 7, and the 6 for chapter 8. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'll just kind of get over there and let you see me set up an account. I hope I set the right one up. I mean, meaning I already have one, obviously, but I just want to make sure that I set one up at my personal account, and hopefully I don't already have one for that one. Okay, so as I mentioned many times now, I'm going to be I have 2 C++ classes this fall, 2022 term. My big class overview video I did from section 5355. The smaller MindTap overview I did from 5677. And because that one was relatively small and this one will be smaller, I'm going to go ahead and use 5677 one more time. And then the next video I do will be at the 5355. And again, there's no difference, as I mentioned to you, if I go into my student preview. Both of these classes have exactly the same tab menu on the left side of the page in Blackboard with the exact same links. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to leave it on this preview at this point, but I'm not going to be there now. So now, actually, I have a Replit IT right here. Okay. So this is the Replit link. So if I click this link, it's going to obviously then open up a new tab, and you can create an account. Okay, So I'm in at as at Prof Maloney here. So I want to see if I can create. Let's see if I can create an account. That's just Replits. So I have to see where we're at here, and I have to do this. Let's see right here. No, that's just changing up what's showing and not showing. Replit. New Replit. Turn it. Okay. Account. Let's see if account here does it. I want to create a new account. Let me log out, I guess. Okay, sign up. There we go. So hopefully yours, when you come over here, replit.com, sign up. And now I want to use my personal email. So, okay. Okay. Okay, create the account. All right, so now I have an account, okay? And that's going to be fine. I'll get up out of that. And now in this account, you can go ahead and put your information here. All right. So never written any code before. That's fine for you to type. Beginner, written a few lines of code before or some. Intermediate, built a working product like an app, a game, a website. Expert, built and launched multiple projects. Okay, so you see Replit IT here. I'm just going to say intermediate. All right, so I'm on an intermediate now. And this may or may not cause them to show me different things than they show you if you pick a different category there. But don't worry too much about it, because again, what I'm going to be teaching you is for you to be creating replits and then going from there. All right. So this is all I want at this point, but you can go ahead and pick your style. So since I am demoing that, I'll do one now. So like a summer sky, or dark like a moonlit lake. Summer sky. I think I prefer the summer sky. So I shall say next. Okay. How do you want to use Replit? Personally, as a student, as a teacher, as a business? I guess I'll say as a teacher, run classes and teach programming, but I'm not really going to be doing it, that way here. And you know what? Maybe I don't want them to see whatever. I'll just say personally learn and build your own, or as a teacher. Kind of like that little picture there. Although personally it's kind of cool too. I'll just do it as a teacher, and I hope they don't then bother me about wanting to have you guys be in my replits. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to say personally. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so fine. You can watch this on YouTube. When you get to this point, you can watch this 1-minute video to learn how to use it. Actually, you know what? Since it's a brand new video, let's go ahead and just watch it.
Welcome to Replit. In this video, I'm going to tell you what Replit is and how you can use it to bring your ideas to life. Let's start. First, let's start by creating a project by creating a Replit. I'm going to click this plus sign, and then I'm going to select what language I'd like to use from this long list of languages. Today, I'm just going to start with our Python template. This leads us to our workspace. This is where we build and run our code. Outside of the workspace, you can also find social features to support you. Let's start by looking at community. Community is where you can get inspiration from and see what other people are working on. You can also share your work. On community, I can search for people's projects, run them to see what they do, look under the hood at how they were built, comment, like, and I can also fork it to create my own version. We also have a Learn page where you can take advantage of tutorials built by our team and our community members.
So they even have tutorials.
You can find a whole library of curriculum in our curriculum hub. And lastly, we've got our profile page, which you can make your own and share with the world.
Okay.
There's always this question mark down here at the bottom that you can click on for support shortcuts. I can't wait.
All right, so I'm going to shut that down there, okay? And now what I'm going to do, it won't be though today, because again, I just want this done as a quick little demo after my MindTap overview. Now, when you come to class on Tuesday, I'm going to demonstrate using Replit for a program that I'll take from our Malik ebook. I'll take it from the ebook, and I'll post it in both MindTap and in Replit to show you, how you can use these tools. But again, I'm going to recommend that, well, of course, first we have to go to MindTap, look at what the assignment's all about, and I'll, again, teach that on Tuesday the 30th of August, our next class day, okay? So, and I'll have the code, I'll share this one code with you. It won't be from 2.1 through 2.6 then. It'll probably, even though those are not technically, assigned yet, but I'll do probably either 2-7 or 2-8 or 2-9, like a number that you don't have to do, because I don't want to do your work for you, even though I will be demoing at least 1 or 2 Chapter 2 programming exercise examples anyway, all right? But the point of what I'm trying to say right now is that you'll see by reading the instructions at the MindTap site, okay, what you need to do. And then you'll also see the environment. And again, I'll show that. And as a matter of fact, I think I show that probably in my MindTap overview video, which you're going to be seeing on day 2 in class, just before you see this one, okay? And we'll figure out where we're going to go based upon that. But the bottom line is, you'll at least then know, oh, okay, so this is what I have to do at the MindTap site. It gives me sort of the little problem, the instructions, if you will, but they don't tell you how to do anything. You have to then do that. But you'll find that the MindTap site will give you a little bit of pre-built code, just a little bit, as will the Replit site. So if right here, I just say I want to create a Replit right now, I'm not going to do anything with it though, but just say that, and I want C++, okay, so I want C++. They give you a title, so it's failing actual directories. I'll just say C.1334, day 3, example, something like that, okay, and I'll create the REPL. Now, when it comes up, okay, you're going to see just a little bit of code. So it says here, code editor. This is where you write the code. Code describes how the program works. The editor helps you write code by coloring certain types and giving you suggestions when you type. Click on one of the examples to see how it works. And then you would then click, let's say next, okay? Run button. So this button takes your code and executes it or runs it. You can also run your code using the control plus return shortcut. So there's your run button, okay? And next, this is where the output is on the right side here. This is where the results of the code appear when you run it. Results can be console output, which is just text. It can also be a website. It can be a game. It can be graphics. It can be just depending on the language and setup you're using. We're going to be using console output in this class. So yours will just be console output. Let's see, that was that one. And then next. File tree and side panes. Here are all the files in the project. So over here, when you start a new file, okay, you're going to always get a main.cpp. The CPP extension stands for C++, okay? And then a main-debug. Main, you always get a main, int main is what we basically start all of our code with. And then, oh, it looks like it wants me to go more. So invite others to your REPL, sorry. What you create is called a REPL. The site is Replit. REPL to collaborate and work together at the same time. And I guess now it's that done, so I'll click the done. Now, right here, okay, we have a pound include. Oh my God, I hope I am sharing my screen. Yeah, I think I am. Okay, we have a Replit. So what I'm going to do actually is I have a, let's see if I put this up. I don't have it up here right now. Where the heck? No, I'm not going to show it to you because I don't want to be going into my files. But anyway, I'll tell you about this, the little bit of code that you have here. But if we run it, it already has enough code to run and output hello world. So we click the run. And then here you see hello world, okay? Hello world. So basically, up top, you have a pound include statement. A pound include is a necessary statement to use any particular library of code options, like keywords and stuff. So in this one, it's IO stream. I stands for input, O stands for output, so it's input, output, stream, okay? But the pound include must be typed that way with no spaces, okay? And there's always a default int main procedure, okay? It has a open and close, what we call argument list. So it's an open parenthesis, closed parenthesis, and then an opening curly brace, and that has an associated closing curly brace. You notice, like if I click right here, the open and close for the parentheses are picked automatically at the same time. But watch, if I click on this open curly brace, the closing curly brace is selected too. I click there, you see? And so this is one of the cool features. What it does is, because a lot of times you're going to have code with a whole bunch of functions, a whole lot of different procedures. And what happens is it can be difficult to sometimes find which open curly brace, which method or which procedure, which function you're using and where it ends, okay? To make it easier to show that, I usually enter right here so that you have an open and a closing curly up and down from each other. It doesn't have to be where it was right up here, okay? Now, the standard colon coot is basically just saying it's a C output statement. Output means this is going to be showing up as output. There's also a C input statement, which is CIN, and C means the language. C++ is based on the C language, so everything is still C, all right? Okay, now the STD colon means we're using a namespace called standard. But if we do it this way, which is the way they give it to us, you have to type STD colon to use something like a coot statement. Otherwise, the coot statement won't be recognized. Watch what will happen if I get rid of that colon standard. Okay, so right now I have a red squiggly. When you type code that is not recognized, you're going to get a red squiggly mark under it. And if you hover on it, it says, oops, use of undeclared identifier coot. And then they even sometimes will think and try to help you. So they're saying, did you mean STD stands for standard? Did you mean standard colon coot? And if you say yes, you did, I mean, they're giving you that hint, of course. Then you type STD because they just told you. And then look, it pops up STD colon or error. No, we want the colon this. So just double click it and it pops up and fixes itself. So that's one cool thing. And there's obviously, it had actually a whole lot of cool things just in that. But another way to do it, and this is the way I'm going to be teaching us in class, is not to have the type standard colon, because there's also, every time we use a C input statement, every time we do a whole lot of code, we're using the standard namespace. So what we do above int main and below the pound include, we type using, it's called a using statement. And then you see there's a namespace or a name equals, a qualifier, colon. So you can always take these shortcuts when they pop up and double click them to use it. In this case, I'm wanting to be a little bit more specific. I want namespace. And you see when I do it enough, it then pops up. So I double click it. So namespace, but now after the namespace, you see I've got a red squiggly under int now. Now it's saying because it expects a namespace name. In other words, where the cursor is caused an error to show up here because I'm not done up here yet. So I'll hit the space bar, type STD, okay? And now if I take that, I have my namespace standard. And now you see down here, the coot will be an okay statement without having to have this STD colon coot, okay? But there's still an error in my code, okay? And the error is up here at STD. So if you hover on that, it says expected semicolon after namespace name. So in other words, right next to the D on standard, you type a semicolon. Now the error has gone away and I've got using namespace standard, you might say, but you still have the standard S : You said you won't need it. You don't. Watch if I get rid of it. Okay. So now, without the namespace standard, the COOT works. But watch, I'll comment the using namespace standard out again. So if you do a // that's called a comment. So now what it means is the using namespace STD, or the using namespace standard, is a comment, which means it's not executable code. So it means it's not there, which means this COOT is illegal again. So they're saying, did you mean STD : Now, I know that might not sound like a lot to a few of you, but to the vast majority of the class, I'd probably just confuse you for the rest of at least this day. Okay, so, but the point is, Replit helps you a little bit with your code, really a lot with your code. But anyway, so that we would want as a, not as a comment, but as a code statement. Okay, and you might also have noticed that the pound include statements always have a less than and a greater than, and you don't ever put spaces. Whatever the library that you're going to be using is, the statement up here is that, and you don't put a semicolon. But the using namespace is a code statement, so you need a semicolon. Int main is not. COOT hello world is. So every code statement you need to end in a semicolon. Okay. This \n here means I want a new line. So it's called a new line statement. Okay. And I'm not really teaching you code, by the way. This is only chapter 1. Chapter 1 does not cover any code. So at this point, obviously, I want you to just prepare for your Unit 1 quiz, but start reading ahead to get up to Unit 2 or Chapter 2, and that's when all this code is started. They start to do the explaining on the code. All right, but if I run it now, all right, you see it'll say again, hello world. All right, now just get one more error. I'll take off this closing double quote, that thing there. Okay, so now see, it's got an opening double quote, and look what it says as I hover. Again, anytime you get a red squiggly, that means it's a syntax error. It's a code error. It says missing terminator character, but you see it's showing us in this double and another double. So what they're saying with missing is, well, you have one here, you need to put one here. Okay, so then you say, uh-oh, so if I put one here, then I'm okay. And the answer is not quite, because see here, you can't put that closing double quote. It expects at the end of the code statement a semicolon, which means what? This has to go before the semicolon. Okay, so there's lots of things you can play with in practice. Now you might say, okay, great. So let's elaborate. And of course, I'm not going to elaborate. Actually, I want to end this, but I'm going to type one more little COOT. So COOT less than, and we'll just type our class. I usually do the doubles at the same time and then go between them and say, this is the first program I typed in my COP1334 class with Professor Maloney. Now run it. Uh-oh, what's this? Oh yeah, I need a semicolon. Remember, it's easy to be confused, obviously, and you have to be. It's only day 3 of your class, or really, it's actually technically day 2 I'm playing this. But anyway, so you need a ending semicolon because it's a code statement. All right, now I run it, okay, and I've got it over here in my output window. So hello world, I did a /n after it, which brought me to a new line. And then this is the first program I typed in my COP1334 class with Professor Maloney. Let me show you one more time on it. Now I'm going to take away the /n. Okay, so take away the / new line character, run it again. Okay, so run. And now it's just all sort of discombobulated. It's all up here. Yeah, right? So it's blah, blah, blah. So do your little \n for new line, and that goes before the closing double quote. Run again. Okay. And now you'll notice where the cursor is. The cursor's over there. So then if I wanted to then type another one of these, okay, so again, before my closing double, I do a /n and now run it, okay, now you've got the same code statement, but you have your /n at the end, which means new line right here. So it comes down, the cursor's here. A minute ago, it was to the right of the Y in Maloney, okay? All right. Well, so let's see about saving our file. Let's see. It's been a while. I haven't been over here in a while. So let me hit my, let's see if there's a save. That's just my account profile stuff. That's the Replit logo. I want to save this program. Oh, you know what? I actually want to create a folder while I'm here. Add a file? No. Add a folder? Yeah. So let's COP1334 files to be created by Prof. Maloney. Okay. All right. And now let's see if I can put, where am I? So that, okay. So now the main.cpp, you know what? This is, I may mess up now. Where's my file saved for this thing here? I'll just do a Control S. It's easier to just do that. All right, so it's, yeah, it saves it A-OK, but I want to see if I can just throw this in here. That's the folder. Let's just see. Okay, so now it's in there. So if I open up the folder, okay, you see, that'll collapse it once it's open again by clicking again. Now the main.cpp is there. The only problem with doing it this way actually is that every time you get a program, you know, main.cpp is normally the default name. So I would have to then change them all the time. But I need to be looking around now to find out my saves again. It's been a while. Settings. I want to automatic save. Let's see. Order app soft, normal, indent. Oh, you know what? I probably need to have this on large too because I'll be teaching. So hopefully you guys will see it. Let's see, indent, wrapping, soft wrap. Where's my saves? Wait, where did it say files? I just saw files somewhere. Version, secrets, debugger, database, settings. Oh well, all right, I'll come back to this later. But the point is, that was a nice, easy program just to sort of get used to. So you run it again just to kind of see what it would then do. So COOT statements. Oh wait, let me go back now to my main dot. Oh man, now where am I? Okay. Oh, here, wait, is it finally going to let me? Let's see. So cover page, no, I don't need a cover page. Well, wait, do I want this or not? This is probably built in as well. Do I want that? Publish. What does this REPL do? This is a very basic, this is a very basic REPL which shows using namespace standard, std, and shows how to use COOT statements, and I'll just say that. Okay. Now, public is fine, always on, fine. Power up this REPL, power up this REPL. I don't know what that means. And I'll just say publish just to see what the heck it does. So now COP that, what does this do? That next. Oh boy, I'm doing things I probably don't need to be doing, and I haven't been here in a while. So you know what? I'm going to now get out of it. All right, so I'm going to get out of that. If I go to my REPLs now, let's see what's going to be there. All right, so that is in my REPLs anyway, so I don't need the folder because I can just click on my, okay, so there we go. So my REPLs will show it. Pin a REPL, no. Anyway, all right, guys, sorry, but I thought I made this longer than I wanted to. I got to, as a matter of fact, go to a meeting. All right, so have a great day.